Okay, here we go again. We're gonna leave halfway home. We're going through the mist and we're fighting the Phantom to access one of the other ways into the Citadel. So you're gonna come out here, go up the elevator, and we're going through Sinner's Road up in the upper left-hand corner. That is the mist, and I'll try to give you guys some good pointers to get through. Now I have the Pimpilo or whatever. That's not a great choice. I'm not gonna really need a specific tool until we get out and start dealing with the Phantom, but I don't have great things equipped, so. But we'll talk through it. It's not gonna matter that much. So we're just gonna go up here. I'm gonna be very quiet, not disturb the roaches, because they're horrible. I already disturbed the roaches. Alright, we're gonna go up and to the left. I'm gonna go ahead and stop at that bench, because if you have any problems with the mist, you don't want to have to go very far. I've had my fair share of like good experiences in the mist where it just wasn't a big deal, and I've also had times when I'm like, this is the worst. So I'm going to talk through some like little strategies, you know, that I have found that make it way more fun. I'm hoping they come up with just The Mist, the video game. No, not really. It's still not my favorite, but I do think it's kind of a cool concept. So we're going up and to the left, trying not to fall in the muck maggots. Alright, and there's this guy. I'm gonna pick at him a little bit. Now if you're like a completionist, you can run over and get that stuff over there that you can see. It doesn't really get you much, but I'll probably do it right now just to get those things cleaned off the map. But so you go over here and get those items, and that got me in the muck maggots. If you don't want to do that, that's all you gain is what I just showed you. And you go up to this upper left-hand corner, and this is what we knocked this out a little bit ago. Now, see the little butterflies, they show you where you should go in the mist. Now, my advice is take your time through the mist. Really do. If you fall through the bottom of it, or you go the wrong way, it just makes it longer or resets it. So here's some other things. Look for the traps. There's things that fall from the ceiling to smash you. There's things that pop up from the ground, and then there's also like little cages that when you jump on them, they fall. So just be aware of those. And you have these little sylph creatures, and they will recognize you and they will scream. And I jump like right when they scream and try to pogo them as they come across. Right when they scream, they've kind of decided where they're going to attack. And so you'll jump up and you'll hit them. You'll see how I do it in a sec. The other thing is, when I was first going through, I was really worried I wouldn't have enough silk because the sylphs attack you and they drain your silk, but wouldn't have enough silk to keep playing my needle in for the butterflies, and you always have enough. So just a little bit it spawns is enough to play for the butterflies. So don't worry too much about this. Take your time, get through. It will not always be the same way. So the mist, and I'm just gonna keep walking. There's a little drop down, and there's some butterflies. So I find them, and I go over to them, and I play my needle in. They come to attention. You can stop, and then they show me which is the correct way out of the mist. So they went up through this doorway, and so we'll just try to find more butterflies. There's a trap. And we're So far, I hadn't been real enemy. There's an enemy up there to the right. Okay. Alright, so now we'll show a scream. I just hop straight up and pogo when they scream. I guess it's right after they finish their scream. And I just deal with them like that. It's okay that the butterflies are gone. They showed me, and this was the only exit they could have gone through with that sort of direction. They go straight to the exit. That is the correct one. Watch out for that. Gonna fall on my head. And it stinks to get mostly through the mist and then fall through the bottom of the mist. So I'm looking for butterflies. I see an exit up there, but I don't know if it's the right one, and I don't want to complicate the same as there. I could go through it, but I don't know if it's the correct one. So I gotta find me some butterflies to tell me that. Alright, let's just go ahead and deal with them. I did see some butterflies, so that will help me a lot. Okay, so I've got to actually backtrack a little bit so I can get high enough to get to those butterflies. Here's some. I can use those. Okay, come to attention. They're going that away, so it's pretty clear where they're going. Alright, I've made it through, like, I want to say half. And this can be longer or shorter depending on your run. I think that was a little short. So, go ahead and... Okay, that one was a falling one. And you gotta be careful there. It just dropped me right out of the mist. That would be really frustrating. Okay, I think this will reach the butterflies. It did. And they're going up and to the left. So they went up this way. I'm almost positive. Hit that and trigger it. Watch out for the trap. Come on, butterflies, tell me where to go. Okay, so I'm gonna probably have to find some more butterflies to give me another hint, because I saw the general direction, but it may not be clear. Also have to work my way up there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's where I'm gonna go, but to confirm, golly, this is trap heavy. I want to get those butterflies to show me for sure. Again, really being sure and taking your time is actually a lot more, I don't know if this will reach them, is a lot more time efficient than falling out over and over again. How did you come over here? I didn't see you last time. So now I can feel confident that this side is where I'm going. And I'm through the mist. I got kind of an easy one that time. It can be significantly longer. So I thought we go through, but just keep up the same pattern. And they tell me to go in here to the, I guess, the exhaust organ. Alright, these bats. I've thought, and just let a bat like commit to its swoopy, and then when it regathers itself, it's better to hit and kill. I dislike the bats. I told you guys that last time. Okay, so I'm going to get weapons for the Phantom, and so I think what I'm gonna attempt, I either put down the tax or just some passive damage with tax, or have the sting shard. And I haven't done this before, but I'm gonna try it. The Delver's drill. She may be deflecting it, and it may be a problem. So, but I want to look and see. I basically stick to passive damage as far as my tool is concerned in the past. So, we can we can see if it works. Now you want to wait for the steam to go through because it hits for like 2, and there we go. And then just continue to ascend. We go this way and back down. Now back down a little bit. No, a little bit further. And hello, bat. That was a waste of silk. And we'll grab up this silk eater. And then we're gonna break away the little ladder. Or that's not a ladder. That's an elevator. There's the cool little mirror that has more Phantom of the Opera kind of things going on. Then we'll go through here, this silk. We can step through the wall and do this little platforming, which isn't hard, to the left. And you're gonna get yourself, can you hear him? A flea! Alright, woo! Alright, now we're going on through them. Let's go up and talk about and then beat the Phantom. Again, oops. I didn't think that was a steam one. This one's not a steam one. Get a little bit more silk for over here. Alright. And now I'm gonna go and fight the Phantom. But what the Phantom does is they basically have this triple strike attack, kind of like Lace does, and then they have they throw their needle, kind of like Hornet did in Hollow Knight, and they retrieve it where they throw it. So they throw it, it hovers, and then they like warp to it or dash to it. And so that's a good time to understand where they're going to be. They usually land a little bit behind it to catch it correctly, and that gives you a good chance to pogo. You can pogo on the triple attack, but I don't worry about that as much. And then they kind of speed up and get faster and faster, and then they reach another phase where they'll warp down from the sky and like hit you with this attack that comes down from the sky. Well, you'll see it in a second if you're not familiar. Again, using the sting shards and the tax, that just gives good passive damage. I'm going to try the Delver's Drill because as she throws, or she or he, and then retrieves the nail or the needle, I can get up and do the Delver's Drill on top of them. Now the problem is, and this is the ability you're gaining, is them using their cross stitch, and that's basically their parry. And I think the Delver's Drill may trigger that because it's long enough damage. But let's give it a try and let's see. Okay, this first big steam I'm not hurt by right here, but the next one I would be hurt by, and I'm gonna hit him once. There's that throw, and I totally missed, but let's let him throw it again now. Okay, yeah, my Delver's Drill is not gonna be super valuable, so I would tell you to go with passive damage. Also, as they throw, you can do, it's a really good time for usage of the Thread Storm ability. To throw and pogo, right? I'm gonna say pogo like I did it correctly. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and heal and try to gain enough silk to use Thread Storm during one of these. So this kind of just continues for a while until the warp ability from the sky, her little smashy down, becomes a thing. Alright. Clear throw, and then thread storm. There's the smashy down. And you want to get out of that whole place where it lights up. And then if you are good with your dash, you can, yikes, I jumped right into that. You can jump out and then jump in with an attack. All dramatic. Dash out, dash in. When she screams, she's gonna do that like multiple times in a row. Ooh. And you'll want to just like run back and forth. I'm gonna go ahead and give me a heal. Run away, dash back in. Run away, dash back in. Throw, thread storm. Okay, screamed. So I run. Try not to hit the wall though. And that will keep her from honing in on you. But right after the scream, she's going to do multiples of those. So you don't want to try to jump in for the attack. At least I don't think. I think it's just easier to avoid those for a moment. But then she goes back to giving you an opportunity to get her after, like I just did, except for I hit myself. I'll go ahead and heal. I'll try another Delver's Drill. Didn't do it right. Throw it. I want to do another Delver's Drill, Phantom. Come on. Darn. So it is doable. Alright, and then it just prompts you to push the R1 parry, and you finish the Phantom off. The Phantom sounds female to me, but I know the Phantom of the Opera that it's kind of patterned after is male, so I have no idea. I think it's a super cool concept and a super cool bad guy. Good boss fight. And there you have it. You've beaten the Phantom. There's a little mask over here. And, yeah. So that's pretty awesome. I think you get an achievement for that. Though I didn't do good, and look at the exact name of what it is. In a second I can kind of try to remind myself. But I'm gonna come out this way and go to the left. And you're just gonna keep working about the only way you can. You can't really go up there. And then you ascend the catacombs, which is very Phantom-like. And you hit this switch to open up the map. And we're gonna pop out in a place where we've already been. You wanna hit this, but don't go down there yet. Break these little things that are in the way and get your reward of a memory locket. And you'll jump back down in here and sit on the bench. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you can get in there and you can beat the Phantom, and you can find your way through the mist really good. It can definitely be a challenging section, but You can do this. Just try not to get frustrated with the miss. Try to really take your time. Use the pogo option, and then knock out the phantom. The Delver's Drill was working some, but I totally get it if you just want to do the passive damage and focus on it. Then when you're done, do some training with this cross stitch. It's pretty cool. The achievement you would have gotten for beating the phantom is, I'm looking at it, Gray Ghost. Enjoy that achievement, and I'll see you next time. Bye.